क्षमया दयया प्रेम्णा सुरतिनार्जवेन च वशीकुर्यात् जगत् सर्वं विनयेन च सेवया. The whole world can easily be won by forgiveness, mercy, love, good words, honesty, and service. Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the podcast M for Mediation, where we'll dive deep into the world of mediation and mindfulness. I'm Anuja Bansal, a second year law student, and I'm joined by my wonderful co host, Ms. Tanishka Sulakhe, a third year law student and a mediator who has completed her 40 hours training from Association for India's International Mediation and Arbitration Services, IMAS. And together, we are diving into the world of mediation as a powerful method of dispute resolution. So, hello Tanishka, how are you? I'm really eager to start with this learning journey about mediation with you.
Hi Anuja, I'm good. Firstly, I thank you so much for introducing me so well.
And secondly, I'm feeling very delightful because we're launching this podcast of mediation, our first podcast together. There are a lot of things going on in my mind, but I don't know how to express it. As you have begun this podcast with a beautiful Sanskrit shlok, I would also like to narrate one of them. Advesha sarvah bhutanam maitri karuna evacha nirmamo niraha sama dukha sukha akshmi. So before starting anything, I want Anuja you to tell me what are the basics of the Mediation Act 2023?
Sure, Tanishka. Let's just have a quick introduction to the Act. The Act contains 11 chapters, 65 sections, and 10 schedules. Let us analyze the definition of mediation now. According to Section 3 Clause H of the Act, in mediation, parties attempt to reach an amicable settlement of their dispute with the assistance of a third person, referred to as the mediator, but he doesn't have any authority to impose the settlement upon the parties. Okay.
Perfect. I think perfectly you have described it. Every law student must have this knowledge.
Yes, Tanishka. So this was a basic understanding of this Mediation Act that every law student must be aware of. But Tanishka, as we know, India had a well-developed legal system known as dharma in the ancient era. So where do we find the sources of mediation in the ancient context? Also, it's quite popular mode of dispute resolution in other parts of the world, as we all know. So according to your opinion, how the world inspired us to adopt mediation as a method of dispute resolution?
Okay, so Anuja, according to some sources, the origin of mediation in India can be traced back to ancient times when the principle of non-violence and compassion, central to Hinduism and Buddhism, encouraged people to resolve conflict through peaceful means. Ancient Indian texts and sculptures such as Vedas, Upanishads, and epics like Mahabharata and Ramayana, and also Arthashastra and Manusmriti provided guidance on mediation and showcased instances with where mediation was employed to settle dispute. These texts promoting the restoration of harmony and justice.
Another historical development in Indian mediation was the establishment of village panchayat, which were local self-governing bodies responsible for resolving disputes with their communities.
Totally agree, Tanishka. But apart from mediation, there are even other modes of dispute resolution. What, according to you, are the qualities in mediation that makes it the most effective and simplest mode of dispute resolution? And why it's the most appropriate according to you?
Okay. Anyways, to make mediation unique, there are so many things and lot of advantages. Personally, I think the biggest advantage why we should prefer mediation in most of the cases, it's majorly because of confidentiality.
After discussing so much about the mediation, as a law student, I'm extremely curious to discuss the most awaited Mediation Act 2023, which took so much time to get enforced. Please tell us about the interesting features of the Act.
Okay, I'll explain. Firstly, let's start with what is mediation? Mediation is a process whose avowed objective is to provide a safe space for disputants to resolve their disputes without getting stuck in the mire of procedural complexities and legal constrictions. It is therefore paradoxical that we need a law to regulate mediation itself. Next, important features, right? Important features of the Act. Firstly, a regulatory body. A regulatory bodies play a critical role in overseeing and regulating the professional conduct, education, and standards of practice within their respective industries. Community mediation. Community mediation is another important aspect. The panchayat system has existed in India from time immemorial. Even today, disputes and conflicts arising in rural areas of India are resolved by village elders assembling together. Next, make online mediation acceptable and cost effective. The pandemic has emphatically established the role that technology can play in the justice delivery system. With even the judiciary adapting to technology and continuing with hybrid hearings even after the end of the pandemic. यही सारे फीचर्स सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है इस एक्ट में.
According to me, Anuja, I think we have covered everything so far. But did you know that in a law student's life, the importance of finishing an answer in the exam, it is so significant. It feels like I'm missing something in this podcast. Although we have covered every feature, but there is something which needs to be addressed. Don't you think so, Anuja?
Exactly. I was feeling that. Actually, that's what I was waiting for. Just to make sure, is it the AFCON's infra landmark judgment?
Absolutely. You got it right.
Without going much deep, let's see what actually this case is about. This case deals with Section 89 of CPC, Civil Procedural Code 1908. And the most important point is that it was held that a civil court exercising power under Section 89 of CPC cannot refer a suit to arbitration unless all the parties to the suit agree upon the same. I hope, Tanishka, now our audience is clear about the mediation process. What do you think?
Exactly. क्योंकि अनुजा अब मेरी कॉफी भी खत्म हो गई है and I just wish कि अब हमारी रिकॉर्डिंग भी खत्म हो जानी चाहिए.
Thank you so much, Tanishka, for being my co-host of the day. The rest,
In the next with Tanishka and Anuja.
namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.